Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. We're joined here with Simon Peters, a crypto market analyst at Etoro. And this is the sixth of the series in the crypto exchanges series brought to us by TrueLayer. So huge thanks to TrueLayer for bringing this to us. And I'm going to be chatting with Simon about what he sees as being the main trends that we've seen in the last year in crypto, the rise of the Bitcoin ETFs and how that's going to be affecting the markets, why investors are looking at DeFi in their droves, and what he sees as coming next. So Simon, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you. And obviously Etoro has been one of the main biggest players in the space with huge numbers of crypto traders. So I'm sure you get huge amounts of data over what trends you're seeing in crypto. What would you see as been the main trends, the main patterns that you've seen over the last year, as in 2021?
In terms of what investors are,
in terms of what investors are looking at, in terms of if it's the style of investors, if we're seeing more sort of newer people getting into crypto in smaller amounts, more sophisticated investors. So who's getting into it and what they're getting into?
Yeah, I suppose to backtrack a little bit and just explain who Etoro are, what we're about. So we're a global investment platform, over 24 million registered users worldwide, multi-asset, so allow those users to buy stocks, buy crypto, and also copy or be copied. So that's one of the unique things about our platform. On the crypto side specifically, we've been offering crypto for a number of years now, real crypto, so you can buy the underlying asset for about 4 years. I think in the bull run in 2017 is when that was made available. I think in that time we saw a lot of users coming to Etoro to get exposure to the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, especially when it went up to $3.50. I think in that time, from then to now, we've seen a bit of a transition from those legacy cryptos into some more niche crypto tokens or coins, revolving around DeFi and also Metaverse tokens as well.
So to touch on that, have you seen when people have been going in, has it really been sort of starting and signing up with Etoro and trading XRP, for example, when it spiked, or trading Bitcoin when it spiked? Has that been a clear trend?
Yeah, we saw a lot of new users coming to Etoro to get exposure to, say, XRP. A lot of first actions around that back in 2017, early 2018, and in that time, some have transitioned into stocks. So lots of Teslas and Apples, for example, that we do offer on the platform also. But also, as I mentioned, once those have come on board to get exposure to crypto, it's building up their understanding and education of the crypto space, how it works, and what the relevant niches are within the crypto space, and looking to get exposure to those areas. Like I said, through the crypto offering that we have, over 45 different coins now, exposed to DeFi tokens, tokens that revolve around blockchain interoperability, as well as Metaverse, as I mentioned. So we are sort of seeing those trends emerge now, where investors are moving up the legacy tokens into some of these niche ones.
And have you seen the trend in terms of how many new users are joining? Has it been sort of a flat line going upwards, or have there been huge spikes?
Well, certainly over the pandemic years, or the time that we're in at the minute, we've seen huge growth. Yeah, we've seen huge growth, and actually with people working from home, transitioning to the that way of working away from the office environment. We've seen huge pickups in volumes in terms of what the numbers of trades that people are doing, the amounts that they're doing, also deposits as well, the amount of equity that's coming into the platform, and the overall number of users. So from all metrics, pretty much, we've seen significant growth over the last couple of years, and that's been reflected in what people are doing in crypto as well.
And have you seen the type of people that are sort of increasingly getting into it? Is it individual investors? Is it people putting in large amounts of money?
Yeah, I mean, certainly from I think from 2017, early 2017, when I first joined Etoro, so nearly 5 years ago now, the demographic of crypto investor then was the sort of millennial investor, if you like, but specifically
young techie male.
Yeah, that are involved in sort of software development, programming, have an understanding of crypto, and they're looking to get exposure to likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum that we had on the platform at that time. as it became more mainstream, that's where we saw the demographic change. We saw a much older type of investor come to eToro to get exposed to crypto. Those looking to diversify away from the traditional stocks, bonds, ETFs, and take on something a bit more, to use the word risky, to throw it out there plainly. But
I think risky is a fair word for crypto.
But the opportunity to make far more in terms of return on investment potentially compared to what they've been doing previously. So just diversifying across all areas, where they might have had solely stocks and property, but also expanding into, say, crypto as well.
And have you had any data or trends from where people have been coming from? What countries?
Well, we're a global platform, so we have clients from all over the world. UK is one of our strongest markets. I don't have that data to hand personally, but if you do speak to one of the team, they'll be able to get that for you for sure.
No worries. And what, going on to DeFi, you mentioned that we've got more and more people going to look at DeFi sort of from across the areas. What do you think is leading that? Is it the drive for higher returns? Is it the wanting to just try something new? Is it eToro's good marketing? What do you think is really driving that?
I think it's a combination of some of the things that you mentioned there, with an increasing understanding of the crypto space. I think a lot of the DeFi tokens as well, because they are newer compared to likes of the legacy coins that we have seen. They also tend to be lower in the market cap rankings as well, which means if there is a large inflow into that particular coin or token, that we could see the price appreciate significantly. So I think from that point of view, there's a higher potential for return, but at the same time, you can go the other way also as well. So I think some investors are taking it purely on that point of view, but also looking to what these projects are doing. Some of them very specialized, very unique. An example is Chainlink, for example. A crypto or project that's involved in bringing real world data into blockchain and for use for smart contracts. So there's very interesting use cases around that, and I think away from just purely focusing on cryptocurrencies, looking to get exposed to different types of projects and areas of crypto through these tokens and coins that we offer.
Yeah, sure. And with projects like Chainlink, for example, I mean, what would be fascinating to see? I mean, it does that tend to be sort of more millennials, younger people who are more aware of things like the concepts of data privacy, or has that been less specific, less clear?
I haven't seen directly in terms of what demographics involving solely in Chainlink, but from my personal conversation with clients, that seems to be the case from the book that I look after. It's very much the younger audience that are looking into the Chainlinks, Uniswaps, decentralized exchange tokens, blockchain interoperability tokens like Polkadot and Ren that we have on the platform now as well. So they're very much focused on these, and I expect if we do see the prices of these tokens appreciate, then as it gets more attention in the crypto media space and in the relevant social media channels, then we could see an older demographic investor look to get exposure to as well. But at the moment, it seems to be the younger audience getting exposure to these tokens.
No, thank you. And obviously, we're seeing such a huge influx of mention of Bitcoin ETFs and crypto ETFs and just institutional money going into crypto, and sort of on a larger scale, we're seeing lots of funds dedicate themselves either to investing directly in crypto assets or even in the crypto ecosystem, investing in crypto companies and so forth. What effects are you seeing that having on the market already? Have you seen already big effects on the markets from that? Do you think it will help sort of stabilize markets? A lot of talk is when the institutional money really comes in that Bitcoin and crypto will lose a lot of its volatility, or what do you expect to see?
Yeah, I think if we look at what happened with the ProShares Bitcoin ETF approval, albeit futures, there was a lot of excitement around that. An SEC approved ETF, albeit Bitcoin futures, but nevertheless SEC approved, and we did see the price response to that. I think we did see the uptick in price from there. One of the biggest ETF debuts ever. I think over $500 million inflows in its first day or a couple of days. So it was a lot of excitement around that. It has since dropped off, but it does show there is a lot of excitement around the topic of Bitcoin ETFs, especially. There are a number of applications in for ETFs of the underlying asset. So if we do see one of those approved this year, I think we could see some real inflows into the crypto space, and in turn that could be positive for prices also.
No, cool. No, thank you. And I mean, going forward to the next year, I mean, obviously we've seen such crazy amounts of things happening in the crypto space, and Bitcoin's gone down a little bit, which is leading everyone to think is this a bear market? And there's so much focus on, just the price of Bitcoin. But, I think it's fair to say that crypto is just so much larger than that now. You've got the main cryptocurrencies and then the thousands of others, and then DeFi and the whole sort of metaverse and everything going on. What do you see as happening? Do you think or sort of see that the trends will be still focused on the main cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, you mentioned XRP earlier, or do you see more of the focus going towards DeFi, or even just getting out of that and just looking at things like NFTs and Metaverse and not even focused about the crypto assets directly?
Yeah, I think all of it, to be honest, to answer the question. Yeah, I think it's all going to be covered. There's so many different aspects to the crypto industry and space at this time. It's difficult to know which exactly is going to be the dominant when and where. But going back to the point of Bitcoin, I think that will primarily get a lot of focus around institutional investment. Again, if we did see a approval of a spot ETF, that would be massive. At the moment, I think Bitcoin's is showing high correlations with what we're seeing in stock markets in a minute, primarily tech stocks, with the Fed being more hawkish. Then we've seen markets fall, and Bitcoin in turn has responded. But investors could hang their hat on the inflation hedge narrative. With inflation in developed economies, and we've seen in day to day in the UK 5.2% annualized inflation CPI data. So inflation is creeping up, and investors could hang their hat on that inflation hedge argument as well. We could see prices turn in Bitcoin for that reason. So that's where I sort of see things happen with Bitcoin in terms of Metaverse. We're seeing companies like Microsoft, Activision, the merger announced yesterday. Looks like a Metaverse play, and we could see some real growth around that particular space. So we already are seeing growth around that space. Companies opening up stores in Decentraland, for example. So I can expect that will continue to grow over this year, and intertwined with that, NFTs as well. OpenSea, one of the largest marketplaces out there, arguably the largest marketplace. Record volumes this month so far, surpassing what we've seen in August last year. And it's again companies getting involved, releasing their own NFTs, artists, music, sports persons.
As much being used as a marketing tool by a lot of companies as much as anything else. Are you seeing a lot of crypto going in towards NFTs? Do you think that will continue to happen, or more so? Or
yeah, I mean, there's many platforms also where you can create your NFTs now. So not just solely on Ethereum, but also through Polygon and Solana as well as another blockchain where you can build and create NFTs. And I suspect with the increasing volumes that we see in NFT sales, possibly the underlying coins and tokens of these blockchains could do really well as well.
Oh, thank you. And sort of going on to the sort of the broader aspect of the crypto ecosystem, what do you think is needed to get more people involved in crypto? I mean, you must be at the forefront of seeing a lot of what people are demanding. I mean, for example, I'm constantly asked about when will the user experience be improved? When will the security be excused? How will it be improved? How will we know that our crypto is safe? Does this platform have insurance? Whatever. I mean, that's
I think that there's some good points that you raised about custody, especially, and insurance and safeguarding of assets. So these are sort of key pillars, I believe, for the crypto industry to move forward and become further adopted. But also regulation as a whole, I think it's a big pillar to determine, could crypto be globally, could we see enhancements in crypto being adopted globally, or could it go the other way? So for example is with what we saw in China in mid last year with the crackdown of Bitcoin mining, how that did affect price then. But on the other side, we've seen El Salvador make Bitcoin legal tender, the first country in the world to do so. And there are now other countries looking at El Salvador, what they've done with Bitcoin, making it legal tender and looking to follow suit. Some reports around Tonga and
accepting crypto donations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Making Bitcoin legal tender there. Last week, the mayor of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil allocating, looking to add to crypto into their reserves as well. So there is this adoption happening. We'll have to wait and see if it transitions through to major developed economies also.
Yeah, no, I think that there will be some massive changes. I mean, you mentioned places like El Salvador, but increasingly, I think when you look at especially the younger generations, and you see how much inflation is going up, or just how much money is being printed, and I think especially seeing younger people losing trust in governments and banks and so forth. And as far as I can see, at least that seems to be one of the biggest drivers towards.
Yeah, that's it exactly. I think with information, it's more widely available now than it ever has been, and you mentioned the younger demographic are certainly, in my opinion, in my experience, more clued into what's happening with inflation and how that erodes their purchasing power, and they're looking for ways to stay above water, so to speak. 7% in the US, over 5% here at the minute, and they're just the official figures that take into account just a basket of goods and doesn't necessarily take into account the bigger picture. But that's another story. But inflation could be maybe 1.5 times, even double what the official figures are. The real inflation in terms of what the official figures say.
I've heard estimates that it's a lot more than that.
Yeah,
and certainly prices are.
Yeah, like the rentals in the US are the highest they've been as well, and that's something it's not taken into account in the official data, I believe, that gets released. So I think millennials and the younger generation are certainly more aware of inflation and eroding of purchasing power, and they're looking to diversify into other areas, other assets that can hedge that.
Cool. No, thank you for this. And what do you see as being next for Etoro? Have you got any big releases or big focuses facing crypto, or indeed facing the metaverse or NFTs?
Yeah, I mean, from Etoro's point of view, look, I mean, it's common knowledge we're hopefully due to go public, so that's in the works. Yeah. I don't know too much about that personally, but there's a space on the website where you can see all of the documentation around the SEC filing and de-SPACing process and things like that. In terms of Etoro, I think it's continued growth, adding to our current user base, more instruments, more cryptos, obviously, and just new products initiatives to offer to our customer base.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, Etoro has been a phenomenal success in terms of getting user numbers in crypto. Certainly, you look at many crypto startups that are trying to offer products and platforms for people to use crypto, and many really struggle with getting users. And Etoro just seems to have absolutely nailed it, and seems to have so many people using the platform. So congratulations to you. Have you got any last points that you'd like to add? Anything that you'd want to see in crypto, or anything that you expect personally?
No, just go back to the points that we've sort of covered already. Just increased levels of adoption. I would like to see, I think, more. Well, the milestones have been put in place by certain projects being reached this year, and Ethereum, for example, going live with 2.0. That'd be exciting to see. Upgrades to Cardano and other sort of blockchain interoperability networks like Cosmos and Polkadot have gone live recently with parachain slot auctions. So just looking to see how the crypto space evolves and what it does in turn to some of the prices of these tokens. And
thank you. And last question, trends-wise, what are you seeing people doing with their crypto? Are they holding it in crypto and just storing it for long term, for sort of hodling, to use a crypto term, or are people cashing out earnings? What are you seeing as trends on Etoro?
Yeah, most of the people that I speak with are holding for the long term. Also, some of the lucrative aspects around crypto, such as staking, participating in that. So as well as just holding, earning reward on what they are holding. So that's a popular strategy at the minute as well.
Amazing. Hey, Simon, thank you so very much for joining us to give us sort of eye-opening overview of where you see crypto going, past and future. Huge thanks to TrueLayer, an open banking platform, for sponsoring this series on crypto exchanges. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.